We're thrilled to have on an incredible country music singer, songwriter. You're going to be seeing and hearing a lot more of her. Shea Fisher, it's so good to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited about this interview. It's going to be so much fun.
Well, you know, I knew your music from years ago, and then you had a little break to take a family, and now you've come back on with a fury.
Yes.
With this latest single, Take Me Back to Texas, and we were talking about the music video. It's already over 217,000 streams.
Yeah, on YouTube. It's funny because I've got to try and teach my followers to go to YouTube, not Instagram, because they're all at Instagram. And in like 3 days, the song had over 500,000 views on Instagram. I'm like, hey, y'all, you still got to go to YouTube.
Right.
But it's this younger generation, everything's social media. So I'm still learning too. I'm like, okay, I got to catch up on this whole social media time as well.
Well, I think it's going pretty well for you, though, and the song has done so well. And I was listening, you know, on your playlist on Spotify, to where it's got your past songs and your new ones, and now you've got more new songs coming out.
Yes.
We've got to talk about this. And you said you even brought in your director from Australia.
I did.
To your ranch to shoot these videos?
Yes. So I took a little bit of a break from music, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But I knew getting back into the industry, if I was going to get back in, I needed to be all in.
Right.
So shooting one video just wasn't going to happen. I was like, I'm doing all three, so then I have no excuse, because I was like, you know what, coming back into it from taking a break, I didn't know what people would think.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, if the first song doesn't do good, well, I'm going to do a second, I'm going to do a third, and I'm going to just make it work. So we have 3 videos shot, did them all in 2 weeks in Texas.
I'll tell you what, Shea, watching the videos too, it's like mini movies. I'm like going, it was like going, oh my gosh, I mean, this isn't your typical, hey, you know, we got a few $1,000s, let's slap together a video. These are well produced. I mean, with the panoramic camera shots and everything.
Yeah. I love working with Duncan. I worked with him from when I was much younger. I was signed at 16 in Australia.
Yeah.
So I've used several different producers in Australia, but I just loved Duncan. He's also a musician himself. So he understands like what we want to see in the different angles. So yeah, I was like, you know what? I live in America, I'm married to a Texan, but I'm still an Aussie girl. And I thought it was really neat to be able to keep a little bit of the Australianness in my music career still, because I am releasing back home.
Oh, totally.
And it's amazing because Australians like, this is great, she hasn't forgot about us. She used an Australian director.
Well, you know, and also, I've got to brag about you. You've had hit songs, you know, on CMT, but also in Australia. And you know, going back, with some people may not know about your career, but you started out as a teenager. Your dad, Eddie Fisher, huge rodeo star coming out of Australia also, and your mom as well.
Yep.
And so then you were a part of it. You started performing at rodeos.
I did, yeah. It's almost a little bit like Reba's story. I mean, obviously, I would love to have Reba's career at some point, but I didn't grow up musical. My parents are both Australian champion rodeo athletes, but I always was around it because country music and rodeo go hand in hand. So I would always see people singing the National Anthem, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. And I used to ride in on my horse as 13 years old and sing the National Anthem.
Love it.
And I got more and more comfortable on the microphone. And my parents moved to the U.S. when I was 9, 10, 11. The 90s country was everything we listened to driving down the road. So, I mean, I was Shania's biggest fan. And moved home to Australia, thought, you know what? I'll start entering talent quests. This will be great. I'll win. I did not win. They were like, you sound too American. It's just not, I didn't win anything. I didn't even win top 3. But you know, one thing I did know from a little girl is being different was okay. So I took not winning as actually a compliment, because it meant I was different. And I just took that drive and kept going with it. I mean, I still remember singing the National Anthem at a rodeo, and there was a big 2 of us there. A gentleman by the name of Steve Ford was a well-known singer. And I said to my dad at 14, can I go knock on his 2 of us door? My parents were crazy. They're like, sure. So I went over there, I knocked on the door, and he came out and greeted me, and I was like, do you have a support act? And he didn't. His support act had gotten sick.
Oh my gosh.
So taking that one moment to just like go out of my comfort zone, because from then I performed that night, and then he asked my parents if I could join his Australian tour.
Right.
We wrote my whole first album together on that tour, and then by the end of the next year, I was one of the youngest signed artists in Australia. And they say fake it till you make it, and literally, I'm just like cowgirl being like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I had no clue. But I love performing. I love people. Like entertaining is what I really enjoy the most, being on stage and taking people on a journey. So, you know, I was very blessed at a young age with a lot of success. But I will say, you know, I really did feel at a time unstoppable. You know, signing my American record deal at 20 and moving to the States and going straight out on radio tour and my song doing well. But I remember getting a phone call 3 weeks into my single being released at radio. My record label shut down. And I had literally packed up all of my band's life, my life, moved to the States. So I had to make a decision of like, do I go home and continue my career there? Or I've always believed that doors open for a reason. I knew I needed to be in the States.
Definitely.
So I chose to stay here, but that's when I chose to start to dive more into songwriting. And then I was back and forth to Texas because when I came to Nashville, it was, you know, drop the hat, drop the boots, sing a cheerleading song. And you know, I did it, but it wasn't who I was. So I always was missing that cowgirl countryside of me. So that's why I was back and forth to Texas so much. Luckily, because I met my handsome cowboy husband.
I was going to say, you know, it's like you didn't go far from the rodeo.
I know.
You know, with the world champion,
Yes.
Tyson. But also, you know, you took a break, you know, you and Tyson, you know, got married, had 3 children, but you did a reinvention also, Shea. I got to bring this up to where you launched 2 businesses. You got Shea Baby, and then you've got your buckle business also. And now with the songs, and obviously Tyson's doing great with Rodeo.
Yes.
And it seems like it's just the right time, you know, and certainly he's supportive too for your music.
It is. Obviously, when I left Nashville, I was a little bit bitter on the industry just because I felt like my chance was taken away. And I was watching all my friends become huge superstars. Like, I literally did not pick up my guitar for 2 years. I just had to have some separation because I had just been so, engulfed in it from a young age. But I also back then found my identity in how many #1 songs I've had, who knows my name. And until I could really get over that and realize there's more to life than #1 songs, I didn't get that passion back. But funnily enough, I get the passion back after I have these businesses, 3 kids, and I'm like, how is this gonna work? Like, I'm a mom, I'm not in my 20s anymore. But you know what I realized when I started getting back onto social media and sharing my life is that there's so many other women out there like that. You know, you become a mom and you get busy and you forget about your passions and goals and you think, oh, my time's already been. But it's amazing the people that message me that are like, this is so inspiring because I really try to, I want to show my daughters that doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. If you have a passion and a goal, go out and chase it. And I could fail, but I will always be able to say, I tried and I did my best. I don't want to look back one day and be like, oh, I should have got back into the industry again.
Well, and I got to bring this up too, Shea, and I told you this from going through your whole catalog, and certainly I know your past songs, but your new songs, your voice sounds stronger and more confident. And it seems like also with the songwriting, you're writing with some of the top co-writing with some of the top co-writers in the world. I've been very blessed with great songwriters, that's for sure. But I will say, when I was writing with some of these songwriters to start with, they were also like me. They were up-and-coming artists. I mean, Jessie Jo Dillon was just Dean Dillon's daughter. I mean, obviously she was more than that, but she hadn't had all these Grammy Awards and all this success. So, you know, we've all kind of grown together. And it's really neat because I still remember several of these songwriters barely being able to put gas in the truck. I mean, like Walker Hayes was an unsigned artist, lost 3 record deals. We'd songwrite, and he was the nicest guy in Nashville that I knew, and just kind of took me under his wing and was just so kind and generous. And seeing his success as well is kind of gave me that, empowered me a little bit. Like, hey, he has had 3 record deals that didn't work. He's back doing it. It's working. You know, what's stopping me? And doing it independently. Honestly, when I was signed to record deals for 15 years. Oh my gosh. Doing, wearing what they say and singing what they say. And it was a blessing, but now it's just like a breath of fresh air. I can release whatever songs I want to. I can say whatever I want to say without getting in trouble. Well, and also, having 2 businesses of your own and a family, and, you have your family ranch and everything, there's nothing to prove.
No. And honestly, that's why it's so much easier this time around, because I'm doing it because I love doing it and it's my passion. And I love being able to, songwriting's always been very therapeutic for me. And I love being able to do that for other people, being able to have them turn the radio on, listen to a song, and then feel like, okay, I can breathe again.
And well, and also you play incredible Australian-made guitars also.
I do. Al Tompkins is such a sweet friend. He makes the coolest electric guitars for me. And then my acoustics, Maiden sponsored me in Australia for their little mini acoustics, and the kids love to grab them. I'm like, no, that's not like a toy guitar.
That's
we
mommy's
put that
guitar.
one back.
Well, I want to make sure for our viewers, with your website, with social media, I know more songs are coming out, more videos, and eventually an album will be put together also, besides festivals and shows. I think lots of great rodeo shows. Shea, where do our viewers need to go for everything that you're doing?
All right, so I am very big on social media right now. So I have Instagram, Facebook, I have TikTok, and I'm terrible at it. If y'all want to be entertained, go to my TikTok because I don't know what I'm doing. But I also have my website, so it's SheaFisher.com, and everything's linked to it there. It also has our businesses, the Shea Michelle Buckles and Shea Baby, and then if you want to find Tyson, he's all over my social as well. So
right, as he should be.
We're back out there.
Yeah, on the road, and I'll tell you what, be sure and go check out Shea's playlist, also on Spotify. Add Take Me Back to Texas. Also, check out the incredible music video. You're going to love it as much as I do, and can't wait to see you out on tour.
Yes.
And I know you're already playing shows,
yes.
but I think more's coming.
Okay, you going to be my guitarist?
Totally.
Okay.
Or at least
my dancer?
I'll be your guitar tech. I'll get the guitars ready and hand them to
deal.
you.
Perfect.
And I'll get them from the girls, too, and go, here, Mommy needs this one. So be sure and check out all the music. Go see her live. Shea Fisher, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Check her out.